I'm sure many of you are familiar with H.G.P watches by now, having been resurrected in 2023 after their sister brand Walbrook was brought back in 2019. H.G.P, especially since the rebirth, has been known for the iconic Monnin case shown here, a case that has been used by countless brands over the years, such as Heuer, CWC, Chronosport, and many more. This one here, the Diver 300 Automatic Commando, uses the Monnin 980 case, a case that looks somewhat similar to another iconic brand, Squale, but more on that later. Now this one is 41.5mm, uses the Miyota 9039 movement, comes on either this Rally Tropic strap or a simple nylon strap, and of course you have the Scuba Dude on the dial, a nod to the French military frogman. Current price at the time of this video is $619 on the Tropic Rubber, and shipping will start July 30th. Lots to discuss here, so let's get to it. Alright, so let's do some brief history here. The H.G.P name goes back to the 70s and 80s in France, and it was a dive store that sold not only diving equipment, but also dive watches, military dive watches, and cases were designed by Monnin and produced by MRP-SA, and some by Dodane watches as well. Now, flash forward to now, and they are producing this Monnin 980 case, which at first glance, it does look a lot like a Squale. And based on my research, the Squale 1521 or 50 Atmos did come before the Monnin case, and I did find a vintage example. I'll show some pics here of a vintage model sold about 9 years ago on WatchUSeek. Now you could see that that vintage model looked a lot more like the Squale with those big downturned lugs. Now while this new case is similar today, you can see from the case profile it's not a one-to-one copy of the Squale at all. Now, I'll paraphrase here from the H.G.P website to give you a little more context. In the late 1970s, engineers refined existing case designs in what would become the Monnin 980 case, a slimmer, stronger case with a protected crown and lugs inherited from the Monnin 844 case. H.G.P saw its potential and adopted it for the H.G.P 1000, most likely developed alongside Dodane. Alright, now history over, but if I got any of it wrong, please go ahead down in the comments and correct me. And I think now would be the perfect time to get all the specs up on screen as well. Now on to this new model, which in many ways you could consider a budget version of the Squale 1521, as it is half the price, with the production of these watch cases made for H.G.P in Shenzhen, China, and as it says on their website, overseen by the Monnin team, and the watches assembled in France. And then of course, Squale watches are marked Swiss made and use a Swiss made movement. The dial, well, the dial's frankly busy. There's no getting around that. But it is taken straight from that vintage reference as I showed earlier, and I found some other vintage models with it, mostly Dodane or Aron or Aaron, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. And there's some others as well. But I swore that there was another watch that had these style of hour indices, and then I saw it, and it was Sin, or Zin. Now, it wasn't just the hour markers, but it was the same watch, as they also used this case and dial briefly as well. Now, if you know of any others that use these indices, or another brand that used this case and dial, post below in the comments, or better yet, if you have one, go ahead and tag us on Instagram. Now, the indices are printed, but they're very large, and I really do love the look of these. The dial itself is matte, but when you get up close, you can see there's almost a sparkly or gravel surface treatment to it, so it's not just a plain flat black. Now, under the hour and minute hand is the Scuba Dude, and of course you have that other text there on the dial, and then the numbers on the chapter ring, and of course the 24-hour military time printed on the dial in front of those indices. So yeah, with all that and these large indices, it's a little cluttered. And as someone who prefers a much cleaner dial, I have no idea why, but I love this dial. Maybe it's the vintage design, maybe it's the funky Scuba Dude, or maybe despite how busy it is, it's still extremely easy to tell the time at a glance with these hands and indices. And because this is a Miyota 9039 movement, there is no date, which is good because I'm not sure where they would have put it. Now, unlike the Squall, which has a few different finishes available, polished, blasted, or all brushed, the H.G.P Commando 300 is a brushed case with a nice mix of brushed and polished, with the case being mostly satin brushed and then a large polished chamfer that runs not on the whole top of the case, but rather just the edges of the lugs, and it starts out slim and then flares out. It's a unique look. It's not as flashy as, say, Twisted or Liar lugs, but I like the look. The crown is polished as well as the outer area of the bezel around the insert. The case is listed at 41.5 millimeters, and to me it definitely feels like a 42 millimeter, and it has a nice solid heft to it. And then of course there's a 4 o'clock crown. And I have to say, I am not in love with the crown action. It's a screw down crown, but it takes a few to unscrew or screw it back down, and it doesn't have a noticeable pop or click when you pull it out. It's almost like a hydraulic feeling, and the same when you push it down, and you kind of have to double check that you did push it down, and then again, screwing it down, it goes down far into the case, and between the built-in crown guard design and that long crown, it takes longer than you would expect. Now, this seems to me like it's done by design and not a defect, and I'm sure it's something that I can get used to, but I'm not sure I've ever felt crown action like this, and if I did, I'm just not remembering. And as I'm sure you have already seen, the bezel isn't your standard elapsed time bezel. This is a countdown bezel. You can see the numbers are reversed from your standard dive bezel, and the insert is anodized aluminum. It's also a bidirectional bezel, 120 clicks. Action is solid and smooth, but looking up the vintage references, while they apparently had a bidirectional bezel as well, I did not see any with the reversed numbers. Here's another pic of a vintage H.G.P, and all the others look like a normal elapsed time bezel. What are your thoughts on this? Is this an improvement, a downgrade, or is this something you wouldn't care about at all? Now, there's not much to see here on the case back. It's mostly polished with a brushed circle in the middle, and you can see there are serial numbers there as well. Now, also, if you look to the bottom right lug area, though, there's a GM, George Monnin stamp, which is a fun little detail. Now, while looking at the back, you can see the back of the vulcanized rubber Rowley Tropic strap. These are 20 millimeter lugs and straps. Turning it around, it's a nice looking strap, and while I'm normally not a fan of the Rowley straps, somehow I think it works well with this funky vintage design. Now, my favorite part of the strap comes to the keepers because, well, there are 3 keepers that they give you, 2 thin ones that come on the strap as a default, and then there's 1 large keeper that I have on it because that's my personal favorite. I just prefer these large keepers instead of 2 thin ones. On my wrist, I can quite emphatically say I love it. As I mentioned earlier, it wears as a 42 millimeter. I have more than enough room in the strap for my 7.5 inch or 19.05 centimeter wrist, and on my wrist, it does not feel small nor oversized. Now, unfortunately, there's no bracelet option for this watch at all, only the Rowley Tropic, and then there's a nylon strap option as well. And as much as I like the Rowley Tropic, I think I would much prefer a fitted FKM rubber. And it's surprising that they didn't at least do a beads of rice bracelet as an option for this. You would think it would have been just a simple fitted end link to go on their existing BOR bracelets. Of course, like any watch with standard lug openings, you could just put this on any 20 millimeter strap you want. I imagine this would look pretty good on a canvas strap as well. Lastly, we have the loom, and as I was expecting, the loom is phenomenal. Now, I would have been pretty disappointed had it not been top tier loom, as I mean, just look at the size of these indices. It's Super Luminova C3 loom, doesn't say if it's the latest X1 or X2 grade, but it does say there's 7 layers of loom, and based on how it glows, I would believe it. This is a 7 to 8 hour all-nighter based on my testing, and the only thing some may complain about is that only the pip is loomed on the bezel, but that's actually all you really need. But of course, many love those fully loomed bezels. Now, I think it's pretty clear that I really like this H.G.P 300 Commando. The case, while it does have that similarity to the Squale, I think stands on its own, especially with the way it is finished, and beyond that, it's a pretty damn comfortable watch. The dial, well, it's not going to be for everyone, as it is pretty busy, and some will just hate the Scuba Dude, or as I call him, Scuba Steve. And if you get that reference, drop a comment down below. Now, I don't mind the dial. It's meant to be a funky look, and it's a historical reference as well, but maybe one day they will drop a clear dial version without the military time and without the Scuba Dude. My only real complaint is the crown feeling, but maybe it's just something I need to get used to. That's my opinion. What's yours? Head to the comment section. Let me know what you think of this resurrected H.G.P Diver 300 Automatic Commando. And before you leave, remember, a comment, liking this video, and of course subscribing really helps out the channel, and it makes sure you will continue to see our videos. Next up will be another watch from Oleg and Weiss, the new Early Bird 24-hour dial. That's all for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.